Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the world of Craig. So last time on my channel, the last video that I did was a hair color favorites video, and this time I wanted to put out something that's still my favorites, but something that's completely different, that's coming away from hairdressing, still attached to beauty. I love products. I'm a bit of a product crazy nut person, so this time around it's going to be my favorite skincare products. When I was a little kid, some of my first memories are of sitting on my mum's bed watching her do her makeup. She's a very glamorous woman and would sit there every morning putting her face on. Little did she know that when she wasn't sat at her dressing table, I would be undoing all the moisturizers and putting my hands into all the pots and feeling the textures of everything. And I think that's probably what made me kind of skincare product obsessed. So I'm going to share with you guys products I use day to day. Some of them I've used for a long time. Some of them are new things that I've come across relatively recently, but I think they give really great results. I'm going to share my favorites with you. If there are things on here that you've used, that you like, that you love, that you don't like, please leave a comment down below. Obviously subscribe to my channel because there's more videos coming, and like my video. So here we go. So it makes sense to start at the beginning, and that would be with cleansing the skin. I work in a basement, I'm a hairdresser, I've got quite oily skin, and I live in London. So at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, it's always good to make sure that your skin is clean. And to do that, I use Omorovicea. I hope that I've got the pronunciation of that. Omorovicea, correct. Cleansing foam. Now this is a Hungarian luxury brand, luxury range. And I've been using this now probably for about 2 years. I also have their facials in Liberty from time to time, which are amazing. And if you're in London and or wherever else this stuff is stocked and you can have one of their facials, do, because they are amazing. They're absolutely incredible. So this cleanser is a wash-off cleanser. It's a slightly foaming cleanser that really deep cleans the skin. Takes off any makeup, any excess oil without drying the skin. It's not a really harsh wash-off cleanser where your skin feels really tight afterwards. I also use this. They do in this range, in the Omorovicea range, a shaving cream, but I actually use this to shave with. So that means that in the gym, I've only got one thing. I've only got one product. I don't have to carry loads of stuff around with me. And I've got quite a heavy beard, as you can see from my crazy moustache. So, and this really does soften my beard enough that I can get a really close shave, but without taking like half my skin off. It's like a soft blue color, and it has like a creamy texture to it. It really does have a very sort of dense lather to it when it foams up. You only need to add a little bit of water. And like I said, when you pat your skin dry, it doesn't dry the skin. It's said that these products, like I said, contain a lot of minerals and the healing waters from Budapest. As I said, it's a Hungarian brand that's really, really popular over there and is kind of getting more popular throughout the world. So that's Omorovicea, I say it again.
Omorovicea.
Cleansing foam, and that's my favorite cleanser. So as I've already mentioned, I have a really heavy stubble, heavy beard. I shave twice a week because anything else is too painful, and it's not the only reason I choose to have a crazy moustache, but it does help if I've got less face to actually shave. So next up, it would be La Mer the Mist.
Oh my God!
Now, as you can see, I'm nearly out of this product. I've been using this since it was launched, probably about 5 years ago. It's quite a pricey product at £60 for a kind of refreshing mist slash toner. but I find it really effective. It really does work. I use this after shaving, obviously, twice a week, and then I use it kind of throughout the day, or I've just taken this on holiday with me, which is why it's nearly empty. It's I really do find this amazing. I've used a lot of the things in the La Mer range, and there is one other product I'm going to talk about in the video today, but this one is one of the ones I find really works. The moisturizers, I know a lot of people go crazy for them. They're not for me. I've tried them. I don't really like the textures of them, but this, it's got like a really super fine spray on it. So it's also really good for setting your makeup or for prepping your face before you apply makeup. But it seems to have an almost healing quality on the skin. So my face can be quite red after I've shaved, but this really seems to take the heat out of it and to calm it down. As soon as this one goes, I will be buying another one because it is a constant staple of mine and has been for a while. So you already know that I have slightly sensitive skin once I've shaved. So twice a week I use Dr. Jackson's facial oil, which looks like that. And again, this is almost empty, and I will be rebuying this. This was a gift from a client, a really kind gift from a client at Christmas time. And I have to be honest, it's a facial oil, so I opened the gift, very generous, and I was like, oh, okay, it's an aromatherapy facial oil. Well, I've been using this now since December. It's lasted a hell of a long time, as you can see, because you don't need a lot of it. But it really, really does seem to take the redness and any soreness out of my skin once I've shaved. I use it after I've shaved, and then I also use it that night before I go to bed. And I find that when I wake up the next morning, the day after shaving, my skin is like completely calmed down. It's a really, really great product. It's got a lovely smell to it, a very natural smell. I'm going to read to you from their website, from my teenage girl iPad here that I've got. And basically it says, this all-natural moisturizing oil blend is wonderfully versatile. And it says that it's got in it marula oil, calendula, which is a really anti-stressing aromatherapy oil. It's a bit like chamomile, really, calendula. It's very calming, very soothing. It's got arnica extract in it as well. So, and it's not one of those oily like serums that feels really greasy and heavy on the skin. I've actually got it on my skin now underneath my moisturizer. But it is just a very comforting, soothing oil. Interestingly enough, I was recently in the south of France on holiday and I got attacked by mosquitoes really severely. I've never been bitten to death by mosquitoes before, but I was. And some of the bites were like this big. I used this and it really did calm them down. I put it on, go to sleep. The next morning when I'd wake up, the bites would be really calmed down. So, as I said, I'm nearly out of this one, but I will be rebuying it. So it's Dr. Jackson's facial oil, and that's Dr. Jackson's facial oil 03. Next up, it's a Kiehl's favourite. And it's a Kiehl's favourite with a crazy long name. It's Hydro Plumping Retexturizing Serum Concentrate. Now, I made my first pilgrimage to the Kiehl store in New York when I was 24 years old. So that was a while ago. And I've been a big Kiehl's fan ever since then. Recently, in the last 10 years maybe, Kiehl's was bought by L'Oreal. And the good thing about that is that they introduced lots of new products. They did get rid of some of the products that we all loved as Kiehl's fans, but they did introduce some new ones. And this Hydro Plumping Concentrate is one of them. It's a really interesting product because of the texture of it and what it actually does to the skin. When it hits the skin, it's like a gel type product, but then when you massage it into the skin, it turns into a serum kind of texture. And it is incredibly hydrating. It has a glycerin base to it, which is great because it means it's not heavy in lots of oil, so it's not going to really weigh the skin down. Perfect for my skin because I have a slightly oily skin, but a skin that is slightly dehydrated around the eyes, on the cheeks, and on the forehead area. I love this so much that I have one here at home, I have one in the gym, and I even have like little minis that they give me on the Kiehl's counter that I carry around with me because it's really good to apply to the skin at any time. It doesn't leave the skin like shiny and greasy, so it's really, really good for as a makeup base or to even just refresh your skin throughout the day. It's one of the ones that I am never without. So you may or may not heard of a brand called The Ordinary. It's a Canadian brand that's been around now for not very long at all. It's owned by a company called Deciem, and I've become kind of a bit of a fan of these products for a few reasons. The first one is they all deliver really great results. As you can see, I've got quite a few of them. This is only a bit of what I've got. I'm not going to go through all of these because it would take up the whole video. So maybe at some point there'll be an Ordinary or a Deciem video out there for you guys. But right now I'm just going to talk about the brand and mention a few of them. As I said, they're a results-based product range. So they're kind of like cosmeceuticals, but at a really reduced price because they don't advertise as such. They're really fantastic at using Instagram and the internet, but they don't actually do like glossy advertising. So I would say that the average price of one of these Ordinary products is something around about the £5 price point. They do free delivery with orders over £25, I think it is. I will link their website down below for you to check it out. My favourites in the range that I've used so far that I've got here are the hyaluronic acid, that's that one there, which is like a moisture serum. It's a fantastic product, that one. That's my second bottle and it's nearly empty and I will be rebuying it. It has a really moisturising, softening quality to it, but without being greasy at all. It's really, really great under moisturiser. I just took it on holiday. It's really fantastic for skin that's had a bit of sun on it. It's a great all-rounder product. Hyaluronic acid is present in your skin already, so using something with hyaluronic acid in it is only going to make your skin better. And that's as good quality as any that I've used that cost like £30–40, and that's about, I think it's about a £5 price point, so that's really, really good. My other favourite in the range that I've been using, where is it, there we go, is, now I've actually stopped using this one at the moment, but I was using it all through the winter, and that's the Advanced Retinoid. Now they have quite a few retinols on their site, The Ordinary. This is a new type of retinol that doesn't give you any kind of reaction. I have quite shouldn't give you any kind of reaction. I have a very sensitive skin and I had no reaction to this product at all. As I said, I've stopped using it throughout the summer months because obviously sun exposure, you don't really want to be using retinols or anything that resurfaces the skin when you're outside in the sun. But I did find that it did really give my skin a clarity and a clearness. I was using it once a day underneath moisturiser when I went to bed at night time. So, and there's a lot of products within the Ordinary range. It's growing and growing, and I think Deciem are opening stores all over the world. I think we've got one in London now, and they're kind of opening more all the time. So go check out the website. Like I said, I'll link it all down below, and I'm guessing that if you do, you will be kind of forced to buy something because the products really are fantastic and they really do work. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is not really, let's hold on. So next up in the video is not really a skincare product, but it's an eye, lash and eyebrow product. This is Rapid Lash and Rapid Brow. Rapid Lash looks a bit like that, and Rapid Brow there in the blue container, in the blue component. Now these are products, I've been using these for a couple of years. I don't actually have on my bottom lash line, I don't have many eyelashes and they're always really short. Not if I use Rapid Lash. This is a mixture of peptides, biotin, it has in it, what else? It's got polypeptides, panthenol, amino acids, soya oil. I'm not quite sure what that does for your eyelashes. I guess it's a moisturizer, a conditioner. But what it does is it really strengthens the growth of your lashes and really makes them grow thicker and darker for some reason, which is kind of unusual, but it really does make them grow darker. You apply it every night, the Rapid Lash, and you apply it onto a clean eye and you just stroke your eyelashes once with it. It's one of those things that if you don't continue to use it, it stops, the results stop and your eyelashes go back to normal. I have used other brands of lash kind of growers, lash builders, but they brought me up in a kind of reaction. They made my eyes very sore and very red the next morning when I woke up. Rapid Lash doesn't do that because a lot of the ingredients in it are natural, it's ophthalmologist tested, and it is hypoallergenic. So it's a really good one if you want to thicken up your lashes. And obviously as a guy, you could wear false lashes if you wanted to, or have lash extensions, but it's a really good go-to product to get the results without too much effort. Rapid Brow, which I've used on and off, to be honest. I'm not using it at the moment because my brows are quite thick and full, but it's a really good, and it's kind of a very similar formula to the Rapid Lash. But I did have a period where I had a few patches that were a bit see-through, and Rapid Brow gave me really quick results. As I said, it's something I go back and forwards from, but a similar formula and does kind of the same thing, but for your brows. So I'm jumping about a little bit in this video, but it is only my second kind of vlog beauty video, so excuse me for that, but I hope you're enjoying it so far. Next up is something that is new to me, and that's Dr. Jart Water Drop. Now, this is a Korean brand, Dr. Jart. It's something that I didn't really know very much about until I was in a French Sephora store recently in Nice. And as you do when you're on holiday and you're a little bit giddy from all the sun, you stagger about in Sephora and spend money on things that you didn't know that you needed. Now, this is similar to the Kiehl's serum, the hydro plumping serum that I've already talked about, except it is a moisturizer. And I've been using it now for a couple of weeks. And the thing that I really like about it is not only does it stop your skin from feeling dry, as any moisturizer should do, but it has a very slight kind of blurring property to it, kind of like a BB cream, but really in a moisturizer. It doesn't have any color to it. It's not a colored product. It is just a moisturizer. And apparently, according to Dr. Jart, it drip feeds the skin with moisture. It feels very cool and very fresh on the skin. As I said before, my skin is quite greasy, so I can't use anything that is kind of oil-based. And this is a water-based moisturizer, so it's really good for guys because that's been on my skin now for a couple of minutes, well, for a minute, and it has a kind of matte texture to it. So I've really been enjoying using this one. It says it re-enlivens dull and lackluster skin, but I think that's because it has that subtle blurring technology to it. But it's a really good all-in-one moisturizer for any skin type, really. So you already know that I'm a Kiehl's fan, and the next one is another product from their Dermatologist Solution range, and it's an exfoliator. It's a mechanical exfoliator, epidermal, retexturizing microdermabrasion. Now this is my third tube, I think, of this, second or third tube. It lasts a long time. Some people like to use mechanical exfoliants. Some people don't like to use mechanical exfoliants because they say that they scuff up the skin. I think for guys, for men who shave and have a beard, a mechanical exfoliant is a really good idea. This is quite a fierce exfoliant. It's quite gritty. It has actual crystals in it, which I tend to find is the more aggressive an exfoliant, as long as you're really careful with it. For me personally, as long as you don't go too near your eyes or press too hard, give better results. I only use it once a week, and like I said, I don't use it anywhere near my eyes, or if my skin is very sore anywhere from shaving, I wouldn't use it then. but it does really help to smooth the skin. Really great product to use before you use a mask. If you're into masks, I'm going to talk about one in this video, but if you're really into masks, then it's good to take off any dead skin. And obviously, as guys, we don't shave up here, or you know, high on your cheeks. So an exfoliant will get rid of any dead skin through there before you apply a mask or a cream or a serum, and then that means that you get much better results from that. As I have mentioned briefly, you don't want to rub too hard with this because it could abrade the skin. It does have all of that on the back of how to use the product safely, and the guys at Kiehl's are always really helpful. So if you go in there and you mention the product, they will show you how to use it properly. But it is definitely a cupboard essential for me, a bathroom essential. That's the Kiehl's Epidermal Retexturizing Microdermabrasion. So next up, it's another product that I haven't used for a very long time. It's something that I bought when I was away in Nice from Sephora. We don't have Sephora in London, which is kind of crazy, kind of bonkers. I don't know why that is. If someone knows, tell me down in the comments below. The next up is Fresh Made. It's another Korean brand, and this is the watermelon mask, skin food mask. Now, I kind of bought this because it was like 12 euros, I think, 13 euros. And I was just basically around this stand in Sephora that had loads and loads of Korean products on it. And I was getting a little bit giddy. I don't know if it was the sun or the rosé, but I spent like 100 euros on products. And this was one of them. I got it home, put it in the cupboard, didn't really think about it much, but then I had quite a bad shave one morning. I was in a real rush from the gym, and I thought that night that I would give it a try. It's a gel-based mask. It does contain watermelon, among other things, all pretty basic kind of mask ingredients. But I was really surprised that after 15 minutes of it being on the skin, it really did soothe my skin that was quite sore from shaving that morning. And then the following morning, my skin felt even better. So I have used it a couple of times since, and it really does work. I mean, it's summer here in London. It's not really very warm at the moment, but when it is warm and your skin does get kind of hot and overheated, I've used this a few times when I've got in from work, and it does really cool it down. So a good kind of basic, slightly up from drugstore price mask to calm the skin. So eye gels. Now, there are lots and 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 lots of different eye products out there, and I've tried probably all of them, to be honest. Serums, gels, creams, and the one that I always have, and again I have two of these, is the La Mer Illuminating Eye Gel. Now, it's a luxury product. It's not cheap. It does cost a bit of money. I think it's around £100. I'll link it down below. But it's a really fantastic texture, this one. The reason that I prefer gels to creams, certainly during the daytime, is I find that like a heavy eye cream can make your eyes really puffy, especially if you go too close to the eye. This is quite a new product to La Mer that they brought out about a year ago, I think, perhaps about a year and a half, 2 years ago. But I tried it when it first came out, and I've had it ever since. I've got two of these, one here and one at the gym. It is a gel texture, and you can see there it looks like it's quite a thick gel, but it's actually really quite a light texture. And La Mer say that you can use this underneath the eye and right over the eye. And that's one of the reasons that I really like this, because I use a concealer pen around my eyes day to day. And I find that if I use this, before I put that on, it's a really, really good base because it has a slightly serumy texture. It doesn't make my eyes puffy. It definitely doesn't make my eyes sting. So this is my go-to. I also use it at night before I go to bed because, as I said before, some very heavy eye creams can make my eyes very puffy, whereas this doesn't. It does have illuminating properties to it. It does have mica in it, but it's not one of those ones that's you know, if any of the guys watching this are worried that it's going to be really shiny or very glittery, you can't see anything. It's got a very slight pink colour to it, and very slight microparticles, like I said, but it doesn't look glittery or you know, really shiny. It's a really good all-round luxury eye gel. Okay, so I wouldn't want anybody watching this video to think that I walk around my flat with masks on my face all the time or anything like that. But the next product is another mask. It's quite a new one, but it is something I've used a lot of. And it's a Kiehl's product again. I'm a Kiehl's fan. I'm not paid by Kiehl's. These are my own opinions. You guys, I'm sure, will have your own opinions and comments. Please leave them down below, as I've said before. This has got another long name. This is Cilantro and Orange Extract Pollutant Defending Mask. Wow. So when this first came out, I was buying something else from Kiehl's, probably Ultra Facial Moisturizer or something, because I've always got one of those kicking around. And I got given a sample of this and I used it that night, and the next day I went and bought it. I think it's about £25, this one. I will link it down below. It's just a really great, again, like antioxidant mask. It's a strange one, this one, or a kind of unusual one, in that it's a thick cream. It's got like a kind of creamy texture to it. It's slightly green. It smells really fresh, kind of herby. And you put it on in a thin layer and you sleep in it. You put it on in a thin layer, leave it on for like 10-15 minutes. Your skin really does absorb it, or it goes somewhere because it's not on your skin anymore. And then you just pat it with a tissue and then go to bed. And then when you wake up in the morning, your skin does look really fresh. It's not really an exfoliant mask or a skin brightening mask. It is an antioxidant mask. So it's supposed to kind of defend you and absorb free radicals from throughout the day. Both myself and my boyfriend love this one. It's slightly weird that if you've got it on your skin and you, by accident, lick the side of your face, it's very sweet. It tastes really sweet. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't, you know, add to the mask. It's just a kind of strange thing that you notice with these things. But it is something that I use maybe once a week, twice a week, if I've been really busy and I've been working long hours, because it really does brighten the skin and pep it up. So it's a really good mask if your skin's just feeling a little bit tired and you want to give it a real treat. Okay, so it's time for my last product. Before we get onto that, if you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe and of course comment down below. Do you want to see more videos like this? What would you like me to see? What would you like to see me, if I can talk properly, what would you like to see me do videos about? Because at the end of the day, YouTube is about what people want to watch. So my last product, this is another La Mer product. I'm sorry, I'm not a La Mer whore, but there are products in the range that I really love. And this is the La Mer lip balm. Now this one, as you can see, it's been in my bag, goes everywhere with me. It's quite scratched on the top, sorry about that. It's a lip balm. How excited can you get about a lip balm? But the thing that I love about this more than anything is the texture of it. Because it's a lip balm and I'm a guy and I don't really want to use a lip balm that makes my lips really glossy. Some guys do, that's completely fine. I don't have a problem with that. You do what you want to do. But for me, my lips get really dry a lot of the time. I exercise quite a lot and I'm in the salon a lot. I'm out in London a lot. And I don't really want anything that's really shiny, but I want something that I can use throughout the day. It's got like a minty taste to it, like a really fresh taste to it. I think it's about £40 price point, which is a lot for a lip balm. This one I've had for about 6 months and I use it every day. It goes in my pocket or in my bag. And you can see, I mean, there's still a lot of products in there. I think the last one I had lasted me about 18 months. So the main difference between when you're spending like 40 quid on a lip balm or £2 on a lip balm is that this one doesn't have a lot of petroleum based ingredients. So it's not completely natural, but it does have higher quality of level of ingredients. And I think sometimes with some products, it does basically make a difference. And if I'm going to put this on something on my lips day in, day out, then the texture of this is great. So that's the La Mer lip balm. So that's all for this video. If you've enjoyed it, then please give it a like and hit subscribe down below. Please leave your comments. If there's stuff that I've used and talked about today that you really love, then leave me a comment. If there's stuff that you don't like that I've talked about today that I love, then please leave a comment. What would you like to see me do videos about in the future? Check out my Instagram. I have 2 accounts. I have a personal account and a hair account. They're both linked down below. And I'll see you really soon in my next video.